Mrs. Peabody and the Unexpected Duke, a Lady Charlotte's Society of Angels novelette, written by Grace Callaway, performed by Marian Hussey. Chapter 1, 1850, Christmas. Everyone knew him simply as Hawker, and that was the way he liked it. He had shed the legacy of his bloodline, the way a snake sloughs off dead skin, wholly, allowing no trace of his past to cling to the man he'd become. If some might question why a man would leave behind all the privileges that came with the Reed name, Hawker knew those people were fools. Money and power did not buy happiness. More often than not, they bought the opposite and gave no refunds. You were stuck with misery, greed, and an endless craving for power. Hawker wanted none of that. What he desired, what he'd earned with honest sweat over the past 16 years, was peace. At 31, he knew himself to be a simple man with simple tastes. He enjoyed his job as a butler for Lady Charlotte Vane. To the select few in the know, he also played another role in her household. He provided training to her secret organization of lady investigators. Over 2 years ago, Lady Vane had founded the Society of Angels, which, on the surface, was a genteel charity. While she and the 4 spirited young protégés she'd recruited, known as the Angels, were indeed helping women in need, they were doing so by unconventional means. They carried on detective work for their female clients, taking on cases that involved everything from blackmail to murder. That was where Hawker came in. Working in the seediest parts of London, he'd acquired a certain set of skills which he, in turn, imparted to the Angels. When he'd first met the well-bred chits, Olivia Woodhouse, Glory Cavendish, Fiona Morgan, and Pippa Cullen, he'd had doubts about their ability to learn the finer points of tracking, lock-picking, and making clean flits. To his happy surprise, the ladies had proven him wrong. They had taken to his instruction like ducks to water. These days, when he accompanied them on missions, his protection was often superfluous. The Angels could take care of themselves. Nonetheless, he felt responsible for his pupils and would defend them with his last breath. Luckily, it wouldn't come to that, since the Angels were trained in combat and could take down a man twice their size. Hawker couldn't take credit for their fighting prowess, however. They had learned their maneuvers from their other instructor, Mrs. Peabody, who also served as Lady Vane's housekeeper. Mrs. Peabody was an exacting woman.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?